Good morning, guys. It's Rhae, and I'm back with another word. So, I hope you all have been doing really well. I'm here to give out this word, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get into it. So, this word is going to be based off of a dream I had this morning. In this dream, before I woke up, it's like I was walking back to my car. My car was in a parking lot, and I walked back to my car, and on the path that I was walking, there was a hole in the ground, but I didn't see it. Like, I wasn't paying attention. I was just looking at my car. The hole was right in front of my car. So had I made it to my car, I would have essentially pulled out forward instead of backing in. So, instead of backing out of the parking space, I would have just pulled forward. And the hole was right there in front of my car. As I'm walking, I didn't notice the hole in the ground. And so all of a sudden there's this car, and it came rushing. So this car came rushing like out of nowhere, speeding. He kind of was going like zigzag or whatever through the parking lot, but he ended up on the same path that I was walking on. So we were coming like head on towards each other. So it was like a BMW car. So, that car holds about, it depends on what kind of car it is. If it's a 2-seater, obviously 2 people. If it's just a regular size car, then it holds 5 people. But so the car was coming full speed towards me, and I'm still walking. And I'm just looking at the car like, why are you speeding in here like that? Then next thing I know, the car that fell into the hole. That's when I realized. That's when I saw the hole. When I was walking, I didn't see the hole. And so the car that fell into the hole. And so I'm like, oh my gosh. And it's crazy because I was the only one there. At the most, it was 3 people. But they weren't paying attention. Like, they weren't close around, and they weren't paying attention. So I was the only person who saw that car go in that hole. And so I'm like, what? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was like, did I just see that? I went to the hole. I went to the hole. Now, whoever I was with at this beach or water park, whatever it was. No, it was Carowinds. It was Carowinds, because I said it in the dream. But so whoever I was with there, I guess we were at like the water park at Carowinds or whatever. But so whoever I was with there, I'm like, we have to find that hole. And so by the time I got to the hole, like when it happened, the hole looked small. When we finally got to the hole, it was huge. So, like I said, nobody was there. Nobody was around at all. Then all of a sudden, when I get to the hole, it's like all these people climbing out of the hole, all these people standing around, plus other people. So I look in the hole. The car wasn't nowhere to be found. I just see people hanging, like, I guess by their seatbelts. But I just saw people hanging. So once I looked in the hole, it kind of looked like, how somebody would kind of be hanging off the side of a cliff. It was like that. And I'm like, the whole time I walked to the thing, I'm like, I hope they're okay. It was more people in the hole than in reality would fit into a 5-seater car. And they're all just sitting there like hanging by their seatbelts or whatever. So even afterwards, I'm like, I hope they're okay, stuff like that. And then I woke up. So as I'm praying in the morning, my morning routine, how I pray, and after I wake up, before I get out the bed, and I was praying about the dream. Lord, give me this interpretation for this dream. The Psalms, Proverbs, Matthews, and then the book of Esther. So
whoever digs a hole and scoops it out falls into the pit they have made. The trouble they cause recoils on them. Their violence comes down on their own heads. Whoever digs a pit will fall into it. If someone rolls a stone, it will roll back on them. His wife, Zeresh, and all his friends said to him, have a pole set up, reaching to a height of 50 cubits, and ask the king in the morning to have Mordecai impaled on it. Then go with the king to the banquet and enjoy yourself. This suggestion delighted Haman, and he had the pole set up. His advisors and his wife, Zeresh, said to him, since Mordecai, before whom your downfall has started, is of Jewish origin, you cannot stand against him. You will surely come to ruin. One of the eunuchs attending the king said, a pole reaching to a height of 50 cubits stands by Haman's house. He had it set up for Mordecai, who spoke up to help the king. The king said, impale him on it. So they impaled Haman on the pole he had set up for Mordecai. Then the king's fury subsided. You have heard that it was said, love your neighbor and hate your enemy. But I tell you, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you, that you may be children of your Father in heaven. He causes his sun to rise on the evil and the good, and sends rain on the righteous and the unrighteous. Do not gloat when your enemy falls. When they stumble, do not let your heart rejoice, or the Lord will see and disapprove and turn his wrath away from them.
So the message from that dream is just that same hole that your enemy tried to dig for you, and they're plotting behind the scenes and they were being deceptive, where, like I said, when I was walking, I didn't see the hole, and it was right in front of my car. So had I made it to my car before that car zoomed in there and fell into itself, I would have pulled forward and fell right into that hole. So the same hole that your enemies dug for you, or are digging for you, whatever, they're gonna fall into that same hole that they dug for you. They're gonna fall into it themselves. So you might see it too, because I saw it. You might see it. So he's saying too, do not rejoice when you see your enemy's downfall. Do not rejoice when you see, when you see it. They may have done evil things to you, have evil intentions, whatever the case may be, but you still remain in your faith. You still remain humble. You still walk in your godly love and extend love towards them. Like I said, in the dream, I was still because I saw their faces clear. I don't remember once I woke up, but in the dream, I recognized their faces, and I still was like, I hope they're okay. I hope they're okay. You know what I mean? So remain humble, remain in that godly love, and pray for them. Don't rejoice. You know what I mean? Don't watch for them for their downfall. Don't rejoice when or if or when you see it. Just continue to move out of love. Just know that is their God's vengeance. That is their you reap what you sow, period. So that's their portion of what they try to do to you. Just like in Esther, like Mordecai, Haman was so evil and hateful and envious, and it's just like he literally set up with all these people a plan to hang him, and then the king found out about the plan, and he got hung on that same pole that he tried to hang Mordecai on. So, and the people, his family knew that that Mordecai was going to be Haman's downfall because of the things that he was trying to do to him and to the Jews. So they already knew that was already the beginning of the end for him. Just understand, if and when you see your enemy's downfall, if and when you see the same plans that they conjured up to destroy you backfire on them, or the same pits that they dug for you to fall in, they're the ones who gonna fall into it. When you see it, don't rejoice. Don't laugh at them. Don't be rejoiceful and haha, stuff like that. No, remain humble. Continue to move out of love, out of godly love. Forgive them and carry on with your life. I said in one of my previous recent videos, this is literally vindication season and justice season. The things people thought that they got away with, they did not. You might have thought they got away with it. You might have felt like they got away with it. They did not. So just keep that in mind. In this season. Like I said, don't go looking for it. If it's meant for you to see, you will see it. Remember this message. Remember to remain humble. Remember to move out of love, and pray for them. Pray that they learn from it, that they come out on the other side, that they repent from their ways, they turn from their ways, from their evil ways and things like that. Because some people, when stuff happen, they get even more mad, and then they go even harder. So just pray that they, instead of doing that they turn from their ways and repent and turn to God. So I really hope this word blessed was confirmation to someone. Please share this video. Also subscribe to the channel. We love you out here in the family. Like the video, and I'll be back soon with another word for y'all.